That was a weird game. The whole blitz section's been a bit strange. All right,
It
now
really
we have
has.
we have a Sicilian and
Whoa.
a sideline, like a King's Indian attack style reverse Grunfeld kind of a thing. I don't even know what is going on here. This guy's a Grunfeld structured.
Wait. Oh. The move here is Wesley recommends this in his course. Queen E1 is very dangerous for black. Or at least I think it is.
I'm captivated by this game. I gotta drink my apple mango, a little yogurt here.
I don't know about what Wesley's doing. It's hard to say if he's still in his preparation. Now, from a positional standpoint, the knight on d4 is obviously a very strong piece, but black has a lot of activity in his own right. Rook e8, bishop h3 can create light square weaknesses on the king side. At least visually, looks like black is doing totally fine here.
Yeah, black is great. Everything is developed. h3 is a very funny move.
That is spicy. And if you take on h3, you lose the bishop on e7. And at the end, after knight g4, white is queen h4.
Yes, and there is no checkmate. Very sad way to go out.
So that means you have to move your bishop.
I actually like white's position quite a bit. I mean, what happens if you play c3 and then just build around the isolated pawn? Also, can't white play like, I was thinking like f4, g4, f5, but he doesn't have to do any of that. Nodibek's the guy that has to win.
Yeah, Nodibek has to create counterplay down the e-file. He has to play a well-timed knight e4, maybe even now. He drops his bishop back to g6 first, solidifying his control of the e4 square. But I agree, this is once again up Wesley's alley. He's gotten the kind of position he wants.
Rook d1. Okay, bishop e4.
Hey, I mean, trading the bishop.
What do you think about f3 here with white? Is that move insane?
I mean, the timing of that was absolutely impeccable.
Thanks, Wesley. There you go. It seems crazy to play that move, but...
Remember in the CGC when I would call you Wesley, like, on the regular?
I know. I mean, thank you. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it. I do.
That was very, very nice of you.
I couldn't help it. It was natural.
The more time that goes by, the more I begin to more and more kind of my confidence in white's position here is growing. I really like the trading of the pieces and maybe rook e1 at some point and d5. d5 is going to be under pressure, but I could be severely overestimating white's position. And Stockfish is sitting there like, you're very stupid. But I really like it. I mean, bishop f2 and just... Okay, rook e1, chill.
But a point you made earlier is that the computer doesn't incorporate the trend of the game. Who have the last 5-10 moves favored? Who's the one making progress? And that, in many cases, especially in a blitz game, is just as important as who is better right now in isolation. And it's clear to me that white is the one. The trend of the game definitely favors white. But can Wesley actually convert something specific out of this beautiful knight on d4? And he's bringing it to f4. Interesting idea.
It's amazing that his king is going to be the one taking back on f2, and yet it's completely fine.
Yeah, because of that pawn on f3, holding down black's minor pieces.
And then white's bishop will come around, or even h4, bishop h3. I love this. This is like Wesley's in his element right now. He could just waterfall here in the 3+1 segment.
No, you just get that sense he's in buzzsaw mode, and black's clock continues to dwindle. Nodibek down to 56 seconds. And there goes the centralization of the queen.
This is a completely worse nightmare position to have against Wesley So. Like it does not get any worse than this.
Although
Right?
I love the move bishop c2.
It's a
And I
nice
think
move for
Nodibek's
sure.
done a good job thus far.
Is the bishop going to e6?
I think you might have to. I think the more immediate question is the knight going to f4, or is Wesley going to delay that move because he doesn't want to trade heavy pieces?
Okay, bishop d7.
Wesley just to go knight f4.
Wesley just very slowly, methodically improving his position.
It's honestly mesmerizing to watch how he does it.
Bishop f1, there it is. Yep, very well timed. Bishop f1.
Rook c4.
Yep, prevents rook c4. We were always gonna. That move was always happening. He just decides to play it at the exact right moment.
Exactly.
G4 at some point for white. G4, G5.
You got to watch out for knight to e4 check intercepting the queen, but definitely an idea that's on the horizon. 29 seconds now for Nodibek. The eval bar hasn't changed at all, but it feels like the position continues to get worse for black. It just feels that way.
Yes, it does.
And now it is getting worse.
Yeah, at some point he's just going to crack. I mean, there's only so much of this you can take.
Rook e5 is possible, but not that effective. He goes back to d1.
Yeah, Wesley loves just these kind of like easy moves. It's not going to do anything.
I would consider c4.
If I'm black, I'm going to consider
to improve.
Just wow.
If you're black, you would consider what?
I was going to say g5, but not anymore.
You love that move.
I love it, but it's fatal. What, a4, a5 by white?
a3, very not hurry. Bishop a2 he wants, I think. Wow. Wow. And c4 now? Is now the time? No, he still continues to improve.
No, he's going to make Nodibek get down to like 7 seconds or 6 seconds, and then he's going to... Wow, completely opposite side of the board.
He wants g5, and the reason he put his king on g2 is to prevent various shenanigans connected with queen h2 check. This is like machine-like precision from Wesley.
Position is just completely under control. There's nothing you can do.
Black's position continues to deteriorate, but Wesley's clock is now down to 20 seconds. This is Nodibek's best chance. Get this into a time scramble and try to make it tactical at the right moment.
C4, there it is. Oh my,
take on e8 and take on d5.
And then g5. CD g5.
Even c5 is possible.
I was going to say, yeah, I like that.
Huh.
Oh, that's a nice move. Bishop takes.
The knight stays on f4 to protect the e2 square, but Nodibek has gotten active at the right moment.
Yeah, Wesley down to 6 seconds. This is scary stuff.
Bishop c6 is a nasty, nasty idea. Targeting f3.
My.
Queen e2. Force the queen trade. Force the queen trade. Oh, move! Make a move!
He has the move! Oh!
It felt like he had 0 seconds. He's lagging.
Oh my gosh.
No, he's going to flag. Oh my god, he has 0.5 seconds. He's flagging.
Wait, what is going on?
What? Out. His internet gave out. Oh no.
He just lost on time. He lost on time in just a clearly better endgame.
And not just after a surgical effort for the entire game to get the pawn up endgame, he flags.
I feel like he flagged like 4 times, by the way. I don't know. Is that even possible?
Yeah, he had 0 seconds for like the last 5 moves.
No, he's got a cat. He knows a thing or two about having 9 lives. I guess that was wild.
And it's not the first time, and far from the only time, that Wesley's had internet problems affecting his match. It happened against Hikaru, I think a couple of months ago. It's happened in previous SEC matches, and the closer you get down to the bullet, Levy, the more this costs you. This is a heartbreaker. You don't even make a draw.
How does Wesley not have like 1 gigabyte internet as a taxable expense?
I don't get it.
We got to set him up with that. We got to set all these guys up with that.
We absolutely do.
Wow.
I don't know what the situation is in Minnesota with, AT&T fiber, but if he needs an internet consultant,
AT&T,
I'm offering my services.
Google, I mean, Verizon, anything, fiber optics.
Now watch my internet go down as I'm talking about this.
No, it won't. It won't. It's good. That was tragic. Wow. That could have been a 3-game lead, and now everything is down to 1 game once again.
Yeah, that's a huge swing. And another Petrov. They're repeating the same exact line from the previous game.
Yeah, fascinating that they go for this exact thing a second time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, knight g3 again. I've kind of lost track of what they had the first time because all of these positions kind of look identical to me.
Yeah, the knight is not on a6 yet. The bishop trade hasn't occurred yet. Why is Wesley thinking?
He's also got 1 bar of connection, which really worries me.
Oh, I didn't even see that. We connect to this big, screen here, and I just have it open here. I didn't even realize that he has 1 bar of connection. That's not good.
It's up to 2 bars, but it's less than 4.
That's double.
Okay, rook e8. So he's making all of the same moves, the knight dropping back to c7 and then moving into e6 in order to plug the e file. But this is a good choice for Nodibek. Relatively risk-free position. And I stand by what I said earlier, Levy. I would never play this with black, personally. I would never feel comfortable to play this.
What about for 100 gifted subs?
Now you're starting to tempt my, you know how to appeal to the right, how to press the right buttons.
Not in classical, though. Maybe in some blitz games. But yeah,
classical, 1,000 subs would make me go for this.
Man, Wesley performing construction there on his house. I was trying to figure out how to. I feel like we've seen so many backgrounds in this match too, and he's looked backwards and. Oh, maybe there's a router behind him. Maybe his internet router's behind him. That's what he's been poking at. By the way, doesn't Wesley usually play from that desktop with the tiny window in the bottom right-hand side? He plays.
Yeah, that was one of the which is on a chair. That was a crazy photo that we displayed a couple of months ago there of Wesley's setup. It does feel like he plays from a different location every time. And it almost feels, the scary thing when you've got bad internet is then you never know if he's actually thinking or if his internet is down.
Mm-hmm.
There he goes again.
Oh. Yeah, just casually beating Nodibek 6 games out of 11. Well, constantly being distracted by other things in his house.
But once again, I think this works out for black, because if white goes knight e5, black's going to go, I think, knight f4 and force Nodibek to give away this relatively important bishop. And I guess not.
Yeah, and Nodibek is happy to enter the same lines even if he loses games, because he's getting good positions. He's not really losing the games because the positions are bad.
He is. Although we often talk about this in the SEC context, when you keep repeating the same lines, you get more and more frustrated because you feel like you should be better. But if you're not actually performing on result-wise, it affects you psychologically.
All right, knight d7.
It's tempting, but queen h4, I think, is just fine for black.
Right. Nobody's going to go queen g7, h6. Okay, we do have knight d7.
Queen
The
back
bishop
to
has
D8,
been
very
seized.
Wesley-like.
We have seized the bishop. So do you want to play h6 here with white, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, h6 looks good. Bishop f4 looks like one of those moves just to tighten the screws a little bit. And okay, Nodibek takes the more ambitious approach. c4. A trade on e2. Okay, knight e6. I think black is still fine.
I'm not sure that Nodibek is going to repeat this line.
Yeah, that's the thing. Wesley's just neutralizing him here.
I can't help but feel like white has not gotten enough.
And at this point, is it a dead draw? I wouldn't say it's a dead draw. Maybe it's worth going h6 and creating the preconditions for a back rank mate.
Yes. G4 Whoa. Also.
Very ambitious.
I like G4.
Queen h4 is an interesting tactic here. Trying to use tactics to solve the problems. But then white goes queen e2. No, that was unpleasant.
The knight is going to live on a e6 forever.
Yeah, and Nodibek just kind of bails out. I think this is tantamount to a draw for.
I feel like after a very bloody 5+1, it's been a very like relaxed 3+1. I can't
extremely.
You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. Just sort of.
Yeah, the games have been super long. They've been kind of grinded out affairs, and it almost feels like neither side has had a big advantage in any of these games.
Like, yeah, despite multiple decisive results, we've just had like some weird.
Exactly.
Okay, maybe something might happen here. I don't know.
Is there some meat on the bone?
G5, knight f4. Oh, then queen f4.
Okay, Nodibek just trades. It's still not totally over. White can pretend that he's slightly better after queen f4. But black takes and goes king f6.
Nice queen f4 action. Then. All right, losing this would take a lot of effort. So maybe somebody won't lose this.
Can just toggle between f4 and g4. And a draw for is forthcoming. Riveting position. Riveting endgame.
Tremendous game here by the boys. F5. F5 was tricky.
Spicy. No, A6. A6.
Yeah, black is okay.
Black is okay. F6 locks up the position and leads to a forced draw. Yeah, another one of those very kind of tame games. And you're right. I think Nodibek is going to mix things up a little bit in the opening in his next couple of white games.
Okay, so now we see Wesley goes back to the E4. Nodibek is completely fine repeating this sort of, I don't know what you would even call this.
Yeah, the weird IQP structure. But the ball is in Nodibek's court.
Wait, he's doing the exact same thing.
Literally. And at one point, yeah.
His position was terrible last time, no?
I'm totally puzzled. I feel like he might have an improvement in his mind that he wants to try.
He didn't let Wesley go h3.
And you're saying that was very important because that preserved the bishop on g2, which is a key cog in the machine.
Yeah, last time he got hit with this h3 move, and so e7 was loose, but now he actually gets to trade it. And okay, I mean, the light squares for white are still going to be kind of weak, but what exactly is the point? What if white just moves the queen and plays f3, c3, bishop f2, and does the exact same thing?
I'm totally bemused. White is definitely better here. White is playing without risk. Just because you've gotten rid of the bishop, as you're implying, doesn't mean that white doesn't have the other advantages of the position. So some of the opening choices have been puzzling, and maybe Nodibek has the kind of good memory effect because he did win, technically, the last game in this line. It was due to Wesley's internet, but still, maybe he kind of wants to rub it in a little bit.
h5, wow. I look back, and we have a big attack on the way.
So does white want to go h3 to meet h4 with g4, as is typical?
Yes. I don't know if you want to overcommit with white and play h4. It seems kind of crazy.
Agree. G4 square being a juicy spot for the knight. No, Wesley goes knight e2. Going around to f4.
All right. All right.
So how is black going to address the problem of knight f4? Because once the d5 pawn collapses, your whole position is liable to collapse along with it.
Thankfully, I don't have to answer this question. And this question is better reserved for Nodibek, who continuously plays into this position and seemingly thinks he's okay.
Whoa. Stopping knight f4. Maybe that's what you had to do. But
F3?
now f3.
Yeah.
Forcing the knight back. And bishop d4, continuing to make progress in the center. Oh, that pawn was hanging.
Apparently, it was not a good move.
Terrible move. Just because black has way too many threats suddenly. Oh my god, queen c2, d4. Oh, and b6. Oh, b6 is a huge threat. It's a double attack.
That was such a lackadaisical move, you know?
It came out of nowhere. It just felt wrong.
Yeah, he was like, aha, I'm winning your
b6.
b6 wins the game.
You just dropped a piece. Like, on the spot right there. He has to play bishop takes b6 and try to pretend that you have two pawns for the piece, but his king is now in shambles as well. Now he's going to come back to c4.
That was so crazy. He just hung a piece for no reason.
A lot of strange things going on in the 3-minute segment. Levy, this match has taken a strange turn.
Yeah.
Okay, knight f5. Blundering knight takes b2? Or no, knight takes b2, rook takes e8.
Yeah, rook e8, and then you kind of survive the worst of it.
I think there must be a winning move here. Nodibek just takes and takes on b2. He says, give me that pawn. You've got one check on h6, and it's totally futile because of king g7.
Huh.
And there it is.
Knight h6, knight f5, and you'll just move.
Just duck back to g8 or even to f8.
Yeah, I was thinking to f8, but they're probably both completely fine. White's queen is hanging. It's not being taken because black is in check, and that would be illegal. I feel like at least 10 people in the chat were wondering why the queen was not being captured.
Yes, free queen! Free queen!
Yes. What a weird segment. 3+1 is so weird.
I'm trying to put my finger on like what exactly has gone wrong for Wesley. That internet game was a big reason. Like that really set the tone. But he's also had a couple of games where he just hasn't managed to create anything out of promising positions, such as this game.
I know. I'm very curious to see if we're going to get a Petrov. I doubt we will. What if Nodibek just shows up next game and plays d4?
That's kind of what I want to see. I want a little change of scenery.
h4. Wow.
Wesley's still trying, but rook e8.
Yeah, just trade the rooks. I mean, it is. Let's put it this way: it's not fun to be down a piece, and I'm sure every single person in the chat has been down a piece probably today. But I gotta wake them up. They're all probably just still arguing about Johnny Depp. I looked over at the chat recently. I don't know, 10 minutes ago they were talking about Johnny Depp, doing some chess commentary here, talking about Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I heard that through the grapevine.
Ha!
Queen h2 check, and Wesley's not laughing.
Yeah, no, he's not laughing. Queen h2. What is he?
What's he waiting for?
What does he not see it?
Queen h2 wins the queen or leads to mate. Choose your poison.
Okay, what was that? That was so strange.
I think he was like, "Is this too good to be true?" Wesley just seems deflated after that loss. This game was uncharacteristic.
Where is Nodibek going?
I think they're going on their halftime break.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they both got up so quickly. I didn't even realize that there was a halftime break. I was like,
I can't believe we've already had 35 minutes of 3+